Well, the taco traveled east for the first time. 3 days in Appalachia brought black bears, endless fog, and a stormy night that we'll never forget. We started our trip in Georgia, actually. We were down in Georgia visiting my oldest daughter, and then we decided to go north. This is actually right outside of an adorable little town called Highlands, North Carolina, that I actually didn't even know existed until about 3 hours before we landed here. And check out the little campsite that we got with zero reservations. I felt so lucky to find this, and it felt like I was sleeping in a treehouse that night. I just loved it. And we had this sweet little trail that led us straight down to our own private little waterfall and waterhole. I did bring my 12-year-old daughter along with me on this
Oh,
adventure,
wow.
which was a first for us. We've camped together many times, but this kind of adventure travel where we moved essentially from one campsite to another every night was new to her. And I feel like she just got to this maturity level to where she can enjoy that kind of thing. Previously, she's been more comfortable just kind of hunkering down in one space or renting a cabin for a week or staying at the same campsite for a while. So it was really fun to see her thrive on this kind of an adventure. We just kind of hung out at the campsite for the rest of our evening, made some dinner, and then got a fire started. So this is a bag of cotton balls that have just been dunked in or swiped with petroleum jelly. And this is going to be our fire starter. Okay. All right. I thought it would be better to like pre-soak them, but it's like almost like they. There you go. All right. Oh, please don't go out. And there you have it. We'll see how that goes. I love a good slow morning, and this one was so peaceful. It was just cool enough to throw on a jacket. Dylan likes to sleep in, so I was able to just kind of make my coffee, enjoy the bird song, and just chill for a little bit before we packed up and headed out to our next adventure, which was actually right down the road, a place called Dry Falls. We're here at Dry Falls, and I don't want to spoil it, but I don't think they're dry. Oh my god! Oh wow! Okay, I just ruined that video with my idiotic voice. Wow! Oh, we're gonna get to walk under that. So we had actually planned on coming to the falls the night before, but the parking lot was packed, and there were actually vehicles outside of the park blocking the roadway waiting for a place to park. So we decided to just wait, and I'm so glad we did because when we came here, there was one other person who was leaving right as we were arriving. So we had this place to ourselves. It was just amazing. This was our first stop on our way to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which we headed to next. So as soon as we entered the park, we saw elk, and then we ended up heading further down to Smokemont Campground to start a hike that was highly recommended to us by a lady in a shop. Turns out she and I have different ideas of what makes a hike a great hike. This one kind of followed this river here. So there were plenty of options for us to like hop in and try fishing. And then, of course, you had little waterfalls and things, but ultimately it was a Jeep trail. It was a major thoroughfare for horses and really kind of a boring hike in general. It left us feeling underwhelmed, to be completely honest. We didn't have a bad time. I mean, here we are hanging out with tadpoles and just inspecting nature, which is always fun. But we needed to be deeper into the park to truly enjoy it, which we ended up doing the next day. So after the hike, we ended up heading out. We stayed at Deep Creek Campground on this particular night, not before spotting another group of cow elk, though. And I have to say, Deep Creek Campground left a little bit to be desired. I wouldn't recommend staying there unless you are tubing and that's your primary focus. The next day, things improved dramatically. We went deeper into the park. Dylan was asleep in the back of the truck, and so I would just park and then wander down paths and explore. This is one of the paths that I explored. I actually found a pretty decent fishing hole here. Got my rod, came back down, and the bugs were so intense that if I stopped moving, I would have gnats coming at my eyes within seconds. So it was a good day to hike, not a good day to fish because, fishing requires you to stand still every now and then. And it was just, the bugs were just unrelenting, but it was just beautiful, cloudy, beautiful day. The higher we climbed, the more beautiful things got. We ended up going up to the Klingman's Dome area, climbing that, which is a very popular area. And then on the way back down, we chose to hike a very small section of the Appalachian Trail to get back to the parking lot.
Mom, don't drop it.
As you can probably hear from the background audio, this is an exceptionally popular place for tourists to visit.
Just surrounded by red spruce and ferns. We're going on a little walk to Tennessee. We are almost there. It's literally like right to your left. We're on the Appalachian Trail. Oh, it's like, yeah, let's go down this way and then we'll supposedly, you can just hang a left and we'll be on the trail. Go ahead and go left here.
Okay. After this, we decided to go ahead and head to camp and check that out. What we didn't realize is that there was some pretty nasty weather moving in and it started raining like crazy.
Well, we've had some pretty torrential rainfall. Dylan's not happy to be in the itchy rain jacket, but that's just how it is. And this is some old, like, historic something or other. We don't even know. We don't know what this is. We're just here. All right, we're gonna.
Wait, is it waterproof today?
Yeah, it's waterproof. Okay. On to the next one. It's kind of crazy because, like, it's raining and we didn't really know what to do. And then we just find these cabins to go inside of.
I wanted to wear my pumpkin sweater.
So, Daisy Town.
If you go like this.
Early traces of local tourism. Okay. So this is like something. Doesn't tell us anything else about it.
One of the interesting things about this park was the lack of signage. So they had signs for these, but it didn't explain thoroughly what this was. It turns out that this is an old resort village, and back in the day, the early days of the park, people could come and rent these out and just stay here. I have no idea why they don't anymore because they're really cute and they're very unique and quirky. The architecture's very interesting compared to modern architecture, so they're fun. But throughout the entire park, the signage was just sort of lacking. They had signs for certain things, but a lot of it had been damaged significantly by UV light, so couldn't read it anymore. Anyway, we were grateful for these cabins and giving us something interesting to do while it rained. And y'all, it continued raining for like 2 to 3 hours. It was intense.
This is crazy. Like, we gotta find a way to check the radar.
Mom.
Where do the bears go when it's raining like this? Into their dens? Or do they just kind of hunker down and deal with it?
So eventually we went back to the truck, plugged in Starlink, found out that we were about to get a pretty decent break in the weather. And so we decided to hop in the truck and make our way to Cades Cove, um, which is where we ended up camping for the night. And it was phenomenal. Cades Cove is famous for having a scenic loop, and it's almost guaranteed that you'll see some kind of animal while driving it.
Dang near impossible to see, but we got turkeys in that field. Hi, turkeys. They know no fear. Well, I really hope that things would improve, but they have not. So here's the setup. We got our rainfly on. Y'all, I'm not a fan of this rainfly. Look at that water pooling right in there. And I don't know how to fix that, to be honest. Well, I guess I could make this. I do know how to fix it. Never mind. Anyway. Hi, Dylan. Hi. Dylan's eating marshmallows. We got our awning out, which is great. It's a little tilted, but that's great for water. I gotta go fix this rainfly. It's gonna like collapse on us and make things really shitty for us. Really crappy for us, sorry. Language. So I just came in here to fix the rainfly and I noticed that our solar, despite this weather, we're pulling 101 watts of solar at the moment. We're in the shade, it's pouring rain, and that's what we're getting out of our 200 watt solar panel. So, heck yeah.
This is really thin, Mom. I don't know if this is gonna work.
So I got this little wood carving kit from Beaver Craft about 6 months ago, and I always keep it in my Tacoma in the rooftop camper because it's fun. It's a great boredom killer. And truthfully, all we've ever made with it are pointy sticks. And hey, that's okay. We have fun making our pointy sticks. On this particular night, we were just using it to make of course, pointy stick to roast marshmallows because despite the rain, we were actually able to get a good fire going on our last night here. The next morning, before heading home, we decided to do one last loop around Cades Cove since the rain had finally subsided. And honestly, at this point, I thought the Smokies had shown us all they possibly could, but it turns out they were saving the best for last. Well, the taco may have traveled east for the first time, but I can tell you with certainty it will not be the last. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this adventure. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and feel free to check the description for product links. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next adventure.